Alright guys, welcome back to another fantasy video. Now, I don't even want to talk about what happened in stage 2. I'm just gonna quickly go over it. Well, we all know what happened in the first game with Navi. They lost to Saw. Wonderful in JL. Didn't perform too amazing during the whole tournament. Didn't rack me up any points. SS, as I said, didn't really want to pick Falcons, but I like the pricing of Tesses. He played so bad. Like, it was actually insane how he could even perform at that level. I did not expect him to be that bad. Jimmy was just meh. ZTR, my fantasy goat, let us down this time, but yeah, he's still my boy. So, you know, we can't always succeed. I couldn't even get 1 point, but that's fine. Because the winning team was a masterclass of just donk. No one else. Just donk. Isn't it fun to play fantasy, guys? Isn't it fun when you pick one player? That's why we are moving on to the playoffs. Now, I was just complaining about how boring it is to play fantasy when only one player can carry you to victory, basically. And this stage is going to be boring because everyone is picking Spirit and Vitality, which I completely understand. Because I really try to think about it and I just see no other way. Like, if anyone on this side of the bracket can beat Spirit, I'm really surprised. Of course it can happen, but it shouldn't. Like, Spirit and Vitality just look so good right now. Navi are looking a bit shaky, but of course, if they beat the Mongols, and that's a big if in my books, even though the odds are like 1.4 for Navi, they could put up a fight against Vitality, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to go super boring here. I think it's gonna be a Vitality Spirit Grand Final, and like just looking at the players here, Donk is 240. People are still picking him, of course, after what he just did in the stage 2. That's understandable. And as I said, I just can't really see any other way but going with Vitality and Spirit here. So if I were to recommend a team, it's boring, I know. It would be this, because Robs has been performing great, Shiro is great. Chopper and Apex are, of course, you know, they could go plus 20, they could go minus 20. You never know, but you have to do it if you want this lineup. And then your third, I would pick whoever you believe in the most. Navi with Alexi, the Mongols with Techno, or Mouse with Prolan. And that's just for the first game. I would probably chicken out in the semifinals if they win. Like, the only way you can spice this up is by picking, like, depends on who you pick as your fifth. And then you try and get some points out of him in the quarterfinals. Like, that's pretty much what's going to decide a lot of this. But I think I'm gonna take a different angle here, because I want to go a bit against the grain. As I said, this team is pretty much that I showed you is pretty much the most picked, and we can't do that, you know. There's no way I'm gonna. Well, actually, there is a way. There's a small chance I might do it, but as usual, I'm gonna post my team in the top of the description, so check it out before the deadline. And the fact that Rops and Shiro are still not. I mean, there's gonna be a shit ton of more teams here, but um, they're not like that picked comparatively to how many teams there are. Like Chopper and Apex are pretty much in every team. There's small variations here, so I could lean back into that team if I feel like it before the deadline. But I think I'm gonna go with something a bit more different. Now these are all super brain rot teams, But if you're gonna go Vitality Spirit, it's gonna be boring. So we're picking Zaiwu. I haven't drafted Zaiwu or Donk once this season, and I doubt I did it single time last season. I want to try something new. If everyone else can farm points with these big hitters, why can't I? Now, make up for his huge price, we're gonna have to make some concessions. And that means we're, unfortunately, gonna have to go with Magix and Chopper. But Magix hasn't been terrible, and we all remember that grand final he had at the Major. So I'm hoping for a miracle with Magix. I'm hoping for a miracle. And then we have conveniently 179k left, so we have to go JKS. Yes, we're chicken out stratting again. I know it's boring. What can a man do? This is currently my team. It's most like I'm 95% sure it's gonna be this or the one I showed you earlier with Shiro and Robs. I would love Shiro, but I you know, why not try out Zaiwu once in your life? Could be worth it. I have some other teams here. I don't have a single draft with like Mouse and G2 players. Like if you want to risk it, I would probably pick maybe Mouse here. Like get like Torji and Spinks or someone and just hope they beat Spirit. Then you're guaranteed a massive rank. Here, honestly, I couldn't tell you who's gonna win this game. My heart says Navi, but the way they've been playing, I'm not too impressed lately. And it's a closed studio environment. It's not a big stage, so the Mongols and EF could definitely show up here. So someone like Senzu at 196k could be a steal, like an absolute steal. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly show you these teams here. Here we have a team with Senzu if you wanted to go with something a bit more interesting, and Donk as well. Like this could, if the Mongols win, that's gonna be top 1%. Here, just a different variation. If you want a Donk, you can't get Chopper and the two cheapest Vitality players. This doesn't look too appealing, but it's Donk, so you never know. Here's a different variation of the Shiro lineup. Instead of Robs, we have Flames and Mezzi. The Robs and Apex is probably the better choice. And here's that team. Now, as I said, this is probably what I'm gonna go with. I think I just want to try one of the big hitters once and see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, I'm never touching it again. But the money is exactly, or the money left over is exactly $0. You know we like those. So at the moment, this is what I'm going with. It's super boring. It's super, well, it's kind of safe. And at least we're getting some season points, hopefully, unless everything goes the opposite of what I've said in this video. But hey ho, let's try it. Thanks for watching. Share your teams in the comments if you feel like it. Let me know what you guys think, and good luck in the playoffs.